Once upon a midnight weary, while I pondered weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Distinctly I remember, it was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books a keys of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore. And the sick and sad uncertain rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now I still the beating of my heart I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entering entrance at my chamber door, some late visitor entering entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "O maiden, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I open wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more." Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word there spoken was the whispered word, "Lenore." This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore. Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely this is something at my window lattice. Let me see then what there it is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore." This the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, in there stepped a stately raven, of the saintly days of yore. Not the least obscenes made he, not a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mien of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched above the bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the graven stirred the crumb of the counterest it wore. "Thou my crest and shorn shaven, thou," I said, thou thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the ghastly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on night Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled and ungainly, foul to hear discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy sore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured bust above his chamber door, such with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that word he had a doubt pour. Nothing further that he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before, On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird spoke, nevermore. Startled at the stillness broken by a reply he aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stock and store, caught from some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs on burden bore, till the dirges of his hopes that melancholy burden bore, of never, nevermore. But the raven still beguiling all my fancy in the smiling. Straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and busted door. Then, upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking, fancy after fancy, thinking of what this enormous bird of yore, what his grim, ungaining, ghastly, gaunt and enormous bird of yore, meant in croaking nevermore. This I sat engaging in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fowl whose fiery eyes now burned into my bosom core. This and more I sat divining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushioned velvet lining, that lamplight glowed o'er. But whose velvet lining with the lamplight gloated o'er? She shall press, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tingled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thou God hast lent thee these angels, he hath sent thee respite, nepenthe from thy memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind of nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, whether tempest sent or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate, yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted, tell me truly I implore, is there a balm or gallant? Tell me I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God that we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow leadeneth within the distant Aden, if shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore, clasp a rare maiden, a radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. By that word of sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked starting, get thee back into the tempest of the night, Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of what that lie of soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from my heart, and take thy form from my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven never flitting, still sitting, still is sitting, on the placid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeing of a demon that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming through his shadow on the floor. And my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted